What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of Wrecked Bike Rebuild, the inspection. So for you guys that haven't seen the episode 00 of this series and me explaining what it is, it's basically me taking a wrecked bike like you can see behind me from a website called DashHub. DashHub is basically a website where you can buy bikes and cars at auction prices. Normally they're wrecked or salvaged or something's wrong with them, and you get them for stupidly cheap. I then take the bike, I get it running again, and then I customize it, and at the end of the series I then give the bike away. So if you guys are wondering how I'm able to just customize the bike and then give the bike away, that's because this is a Patreon funded series. If you guys are interested in joining the support staff, which is what I call the Patreon people, you can click the link in the description or the other thing on the screen and join the support staff. You get access to the weekly live streams that we do discussing the bike, what we're going to do to the bike. And you also join the support staff who get options at getting the bike at the end of the series. So if you're interested in that and want to support this series, make sure to click those links. But for the first episode, we are going to be investigating the bike to see what is actually wrong with it and what we're going to have to do to get it running. Let's do it. Alright guys, so before we take a look at the bike, I want to see if it actually cranks up. So let's get this thing lowered down. To be honest, it's kind of weird seeing the bike so low to the ground. For so long, I had this bike up on the lift and I always had it jacked up, so seeing it low, I'm like, this is a tinier bike. It's actually smaller. Okay, let's see if it cranks up. I've had Bulbasaur guarding the key. All right. The moment of truth. Does the wrecked motorcycle actually work? No. Okay, so the battery is obviously dead, but that's not a problem. That can easily be solved. So with the battery dead, that's going to be first up on the list of things to do. I'm going to go ahead and get the battery out and then get it charging. And while it's charging, we'll kind of look at all the other stuff that is wrong with the bike and figure out what the hell happened to it to make it salvaged. Oh man, okay, that was easy. You guys know that awkward moment when you grab the batteries from your other bike, so you expect when you expect to get the battery by opening the seat and then there's that left. So the search for the battery continues. Now is it like under, wait, that might be it. Oh, that's it, I can see the battery. Oh, there's one of these things. Ooh, I'm pretty sure my battery tender has one of those ports. I'm gonna grab my battery tender. Alright, so it comes with these. Yep, see? I knew it. Okay, so I'm going to plug this guy in and see if the battery will charge. Alright, battery tender it says it's charging. That's a lie. There's electricity. Okay. The light is still blinking red. Alright, so we've just ruined that area, but the battery tender says it's charging. What I'm curious about, if you take the key, if we take the key, we put it up here in the bike, if I can see it. Will it turn on now? Nope. Awesome. Well, we'll let that charge for a little while, and if it doesn't work, then we're definitely gonna have to get a new battery sooner than later so that we can crank the bike up. Okay, let's figure out the other problems on the bike while it charges. Saying battery tender, I need you on the ground, buddy, because this is not gonna be easy to walk around. Okay, so guys, the big question is what actually happened to the bike? So, from what I can tell, we've got the levers are both broke. You can see it there, it's got a little ding there. And then it's broke over here, and it obviously had some type of mirror that's broken off. So the bike has been down, right. All this scratching here, I'm assuming the bike took a low side or something like that. The big problem though is right there. That, my friends, is the crankcase. So, I mean, apart from the gears looking pretty cool, this whole plate is cracked off, which you can tell there's a little bit of oil on here. So you can tell with a little bit of oil on here, this thing, all the oil in the bike just probably drained out the second this wreck happened. So this is definitely gonna have to get replaced, this entire panel here. And what's going to be a pain in the ass is this little guy. You guys can see that that screw is straight up bent and will not unscrew. So that's going to be fun to have to get undone. I don't know, maybe I can like Dremel it. The good news is it wiggles, so there's room. If I Dremel the tip off, I should be able to get it back going, or I can try bending it outwards. Yeah, actually looking at it more, I'm probably, oh man, look, you can see the crack. Can you guys see that? That's awesome. Okay. So that's gonna have to get replaced. I'll probably go ahead and order another one of these pieces too. I'm gonna have to order some OEM parts for that. Obviously that's messed up. I can't tell if that is supposed to be like that. Should it have metal backing it? Oh, it should. So with that piece just totally being broken off, that's like metal, and that metal houses the entire headlight. Probably gonna have to get a new headlight. It goes without saying we're gonna be getting new tires on this bike, because I mean, look at these tires. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Is that a spider web? I think these guys are just loose. They don't necessarily have to get replaced, but I don't really like the look of this metal back here, so definitely going to replace that. One thing I can't figure out though is the exhaust. So obviously something serious happened here, right? But look, Terminioni exhaust, nothing wrong with it. I don't understand how that can happen. Actually, let's go on the other side. Okay, so if any side of this bike was slid across the ground, it had to be this side. Notice this little thing here on the gas tank. But somehow the exhaust literally has no damage to it. Would somebody like to explain to me how a bike can low side and the exhaust doesn't touch the ground? I mean, I'm sure there could be like the perfect scenario, but it's really rare. So that's good. Like we've got, I mean, that's a Terminioni exhaust. That is not cheap. So the fact that we have the exhaust working is pretty good. I don't even think they hit a, oh, hold on. So I just, look at this. I move this exhaust, nothing. This one moves around a lot. It's probably just a screw inside of there. I'm gonna take this plate off, see if we can figure out why this one's moving so much. All right, so I got the guard off. You can see, like, it still moves a lot more than it really should. But the actual pipe is rock solid, so I'm not really sure what's causing that. I'm gonna try taking this actual nut out and seeing if I can get this whole exhaust off, because I'm worried I can actually do that. Yeah, that's probably a problem. Now, I've never done exhaust work, but I'm pretty sure this thing should not be so loose as for me to be able to pull it off. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out some solution. I don't think it would have come off because the exhaust is bolted on. This isn't going anywhere, so I don't think it would have been a problem, but I don't like the idea of the exhaust being kind of shaky, so that's gonna have to definitely get looked at. I think it goes without saying, we'll probably replace the sprockets and the chain. Honestly, guys, I'm sitting here looking at the bike and I really think that they salvaged this bike out just for this crankcase being broken off. I'm thinking all I'm gonna need to do is charge, possibly replace the battery, get that crankcase cover, probably do an entire oil change, a filter change, and I'm thinking the bike should crank up, and at that point we'll start the customization phase. But the way my build series has to work is the bike has to be functioning first, then we can start customizing it. I did notice the forks have, I can't tell if that's dirt. Oh, thank God. I was thinking that was a scratch, but I think that's just like dirt or something. Whew. The wheels look totally fine. Doesn't look anything wrong. I love the single-sided swing arm. That's gonna be awesome. We got some... How deep does this treasure chest of dirt go? Okie dokie. Seeing this sticker is just like disintegrating. Yeah, so tank fairing is definitely gonna get replaced. The good thing about this bike is the fairings, these are actually fairing pieces. So you can get the actual plastic pieces. It's not the tank. So that should be solid to get rid of that. Shock doesn't look like anything's been wrong with it. I'm telling you guys, it's just that little thing. All right, guys, so it looks like I found the crankcase cover. This is like an OEM parts place for Ducati parts, and this is a 2009 Monster like we've got behind me. And this piece, what's 22 called? What? Coporchetto? Coporchetto. So it looks like there should be a little screw at the bottom of the black thing. And it's not there. What I'm betting is this screw goes through this black thing. So I am gonna have to order this on top of this crankcase cover. Also, those diagrams help a lot to show you how stuff is put together in here. That way you don't have to like guess and wonder. Let's see if it cranks up maybe after charging a little bit. All right, guys, so the battery's been chilling for a while and the red light is still blinking charging. If you read the back, so a blinking red light means the AC power is applied but the battery is not connected properly. A red light steady is the battery charging. You guys can see the red light is still blinking. We've got it plugged in. Are you gonna stay? We've got it plugged in. What that tells me is the battery has been dead for so long that it is unrecoverable, which is fine. Batteries don't seem that expensive. Like they hover between 50 and 150. So gonna get a battery ordered along with this other stuff so we can have it for episode 2 and get this bike running. So guys, that is the kind of inspection stage of the bike. Battery looks like it's toasty toast. Gonna have to get a crankcase cover. I'm gonna have to get a new battery. I've got oil coming. I'm gonna get an oil filter. We're gonna do an oil change, replace this, and get the battery replaced on the next episode. And if all of that works, we should be able to crank the bike up. So hopefully episode 2 will get this bike cranked up. But that's as far as what I think happened to this bike. It looks like a low side and hit something pretty hard, and then you slid a lot on the other side. Luckily, the exhaust didn't get touched, so that's awesome. So overall, that's really not a lot of damage for a bike that got salvaged out, which is fantastic news because that means we're gonna have more money to update the motorcycle. So in the next episode, I'll go over how much all these pieces cost once I end up ordering them, and then how much money came in through Patreon, and we'll kind of juggle all those numbers. But for now, that's kind of where the motorcycle's at. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Wrecked Bike Rebuild episode 1. Hopefully we'll have the bike running in episode 2. If you guys want to join the support staff of this build, make sure to click the links to the Patreon page and join the live streams where we actually talk about the motorcycle. But for now, guys, this is Wrecked Bike Rebuild. This is the 2009 Monster 1100. I'm Chase. See you on the next one. Later.